morning, Quadcopter 101 here. And what I got for you today is a review of the GW009C camera drone. You can tell by that C in it that this is a camera. If you look, it has a little 0.3 megapixel camera on the front of it here for both video and photos. Looking at the Quadcopter overall, you know, this comes from GW, and GW has been putting on some interesting quadcopters lately. Most notable, and the one I like, is the Skull drone. But this is the Explorer, again, the GW009C. It's a nano drone, as you can see, with a camera. Now, that's not unique. There are others out there. But what is interesting about it is this, if you look at it and compare it to other camera nano drones, I got a 11C here I can put it up against. It is a little bit bigger than, say, the Cheerson CX11 or CX10W. I'm sorry, this is the CX10W. A little bit bigger with a little bit bigger props, hopefully to give it more lift, more power to lift a camera. That in mind, again, it has a 0.3 megapixel camera. It's not HD, but that is fine for most purposes, especially considering that HD cameras do tend to use a lot of power, shortening your flight time. If you can get away with not using HD, such as a 0.3 megapixel camera, you can potentially get away from your bug, potentially get longer flight time. The Quadcopter is advertised supposedly with headless mode, but I haven't been able to figure out which button to press to get the headless mode. It might be one of these camera buttons. These switches don't seem to activate it. But let's go over the buttons. They are all labeled on the transmitter. This is forward and back trim. This is left and right trim. To activate flips, you press that button. To go from slow to fast, or beginner, intermediate, or beginner and expert rate, you press that button. To take a camera picture, a photo, you press that button. And to take a video, you press that button. So very simple, very easy to remember. So let's go for a flight of the GW009C. The first thing I want to do, though, before flying is let's bind it to the Quadcopter, the transmitter, and turn off the transmitter. 1001, 1002. That does shut off, so I don't have to worry about it flying away on me. Okay, I am turning the camera on right now, or the video, starting recording, and we're going to do, the first thing we're going to do is see how this camera works. Okay, setting it upwind and rotating. Oh, what do you know? You can fly with the camera very well. Let's go around the area. Go past me. Whoops. So its range, though, it seems to be somewhat limited, about 20 to 30 meters. Going over it. That was a dropout. I am going to stop the video. And we will go over again. To about here. I am going to see how it flies. Put it on a relatively flat level surface. We're going to go to beginner and intermediate expert rate. Okay, one thing I want to do is, okay, we still got bind. I'm going to calibrate. Try the different calibration positions to see if that calibrates the gyros. And let's go right to expert. 1, 2, 3. 3 clicks is expert. And see how it flies in expert rate. There's some good pitch on it. This is the yaw rate. Got a wind from my back here. The yaw rate does not change. Does not change with a different beginner, intermediate, expert. But the pitch does. Going to intermediate. That's beginner. back so you can see it. Went out of range there. Range seems to be about 20 meters. Not spectacular, but again, it's a nano quadcopter. It's not meant to be spectacular. Let's bring it back over again and do one more flight showing off the camera. Wind's picking up here. I gotta get this video in before it gets too, you know, thermal breezes pick up this time of day. Okay. This time, turning on the video. Wait, making sure I'm in intermediate to fight the breeze. And going up, we will go upwind. So we'll fall back into range if it flies out of range. Let's go up and go up high, upwind. Again, if it falls out of range, it should fall back into range. Yeah, it does. This is a trick, folks, you should try to remember, especially beginner pilots. If you're flying on a breezy day, fly upwind. That way, especially if you fly out of range, the quadcopter should fall back into your range of your transmitter. The wind will blow it back toward you, in other words, if you fly out of range. I'm going up to see how high I can go with it. I'm a good 50 meters. Okay, coming down. And there we go. Cool little quad, or cool little nano. Not meant to be a long-range flyer, and I think that's about its battery limit right there. Let's see here. Is it blinking? Let me turn off the video. Yeah, it's blinking. Video coming off. So that's about the flight time you get with it. Again, this is the GW009C Explorer with camera. I believe it runs around $20, or a little bit over 20, which is a reasonable price for a little nano quadcopter you can practically throw in your pocket and go do some aerial video somewhere. So, hope you enjoyed this flight. This is Quadcopter 101, signing out.